Today we're talking about setting the right small business goals. And the reason we're diving into this is because so many people are trying to figure out how to set goals for your business, but they're coming up short. A lot of times you will hear that you need to set SMART goals in order to achieve them. But frankly, that information is just wrong because you can set SMART goals and still not achieve them. I'm sure you've experienced that in the past. Today, we are actually going to do a deep dive into the very first key on how to set business goals and achieve them. This information is really key if you're trying to figure out how to make it in business or how to multiply your business by 10 times, or even if you're just trying to figure out how to start a business. Wherever you fall in this journey of entrepreneurship, you must know how to set the right goals so that instead of just going out and struggling to achieve your goals, you're actually pulling those goals to you. You're magnetizing your goals and achieving them faster. When you're trying to determine how to set goals for your business, it boils down to not setting SMART goals, but in actually setting the right goals for you personally, because one goal does not fit all. It's not a one size fit all situation. You have to customize your goals to fit you personally, because there's things that are important to you that aren't as important to others and vice versa. And so we really have to sit down and determine, are you setting the goals that are right for you, or are you just setting the goals that you think you're supposed to set? If this is a topic that you want to hear more about in the future, make sure to like this video and subscribe. That way I know you want more content on how to goal set and how to make it in business. Let's be successful together. All right, so in this video, we're diving into the very first strategy in how to set goals and achieve them this year. That video, I talked about 6 different strategies that if you don't have in place, you will basically guarantee you're not going to achieve your goals. So you can check out that video in the links below. But right now, we're going to take a look at that very first key, which is making sure that your goals are in alignment with your values. And the way that we're going to do this is, first and foremost, you need to do a full assessment of where you're at in life. And the reason why we do this is because people can get really hyper focused on their business goals, and then all other aspects of their life fall apart. And are you really going to be happy with business if your relationships are falling apart, if your health is falling apart, if your home is going into foreclosure because you're not focusing on the financial aspect of your life? So it's really important that as we are determining how to set the right goals for your business, how to set entrepreneur goals that you can achieve and will achieve, that we are looking at what's best for you in the full scope of your life. You see that when people do not take this step, then you have people like Kate Spade who were incredibly successful, but were so unhappy that it ultimately ended up costing her her life. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to thrive and succeed in all different aspects of your life. And the reason is because when you are happy with all the aspects of your life, your business is going to naturally take off and explode, because how you do anything is how you do everything. So the first thing that we're going to do as we do this full life assessment is we're going to take a look at your business. And you need to ask yourself, how happy are you with your business on a scale of 1 to 10? Go through and give it a rating where 0 is the worst, 10 is the best. How happy are you there? And you can just describe briefly what is it that you're unhappy with about that aspect of business to really give yourself the full picture, because all of this information that we're gathering, we are going to use to tailor a customized list of goals for you that you can achieve this year and have ultimate business success. So once you're done taking a look at your business assessment, then we're going to take a look at relationships. Give your relationships a rating from 0 to 10 on how happy you are in that area. Now you can even take this further and break it down into different categories where your marriage, how happy are you with your marriage? How happy are you with your relationship with your kids? How happy are you with your relationship with your friends or your extended family? Give a good rating on there and really, again, detail out why you're happy or not happy with it. Because what I have found when working with clients in the past is that if they are hyper focused on that business goal and they're not really assessing how their relationship goals are, then what happens is they can start pulling time away from those relationships and putting all of their focus into just their business, where it's basically this workaholic mindset, and then the relationships start to struggle. But what we can do is when we know where you fall at in the scale of happiness on business and on relationships, then we can start tailoring your business goals in a way that honors your relationships. And we are also going to include some relationship goals in there to make sure that, hey, while you're working on succeeding in business, you're also working on succeeding in your relationships as well. Because little by little, we're going to have really the life that you dream of, which includes more than just business, right? So many, do you guys remember the song, The Cat's in the Cradle? And in that song, it talks about how the dad is always too busy to play with his son, but he's saying, well, someday I'll be where I want to be with business or work or financially, whatever it is. I'll be where I want to be. And then I'll have time to be able to go and play with my son. But by the time he actually hits that point in life, his son's grown up and his son is modeling after him of, well, yeah, I'd like to spend time with you, but I'm working on business. I'm working on my financial goals and growing my career. And so I can't spend time with you. But that's not how you are going to operate, because you are going to have right now the life that you dream of. Having a business and striving for financial freedom doesn't mean that you have to work your butt off right now and ignore everything else. No, we are going to start working on business, but also working on fostering those relationships so that they can grow and flourish at the same time. So the next area that we're going to assess is your finances. Where do you fall on that scale of happiness of 0 being the worst, 10 being the best when it comes to your financial situation? And you can look at not just your day-to-day finances, but this can also include things like retirement planning, where you're at on the financial freedom scale. It can be things like maybe you don't have life insurance set up in place, and that's something that kind of stresses you. And so give that a rating. Go in and detail out what is it that's bothering you, that is keeping you from being at a 10 on the scale, so that we can really understand where we need these goals to be written so that it addresses you specifically in the financial way that you need. Because remember, we want you succeeding in that. Then we're going to also look at your home. How are you on the happiness scale with your home? And this can be whether you want a bigger home. Maybe you're not living where you want to be or in the house that you want to be. But this can also be simple things like, is your home really cluttered? Is it messy all the time? Do you feel like you are the only one doing all the work and you need help? Or maybe you want to hire in a housekeeper. Whatever it is, identify those pain points in the area of your home and write down, why are you not feeling as happy as what you could be? Because we really want to work on improving that area. The next area we're going to focus on in this assessment is your health. And your health can be things like just general health. How are you doing? Are you sick all the time? Are you fighting an illness, a chronic illness? Are you dealing with weight issues, or you just want to be more fit, more active? Maybe there's energy levels that you're dealing with, or migraine issues you're dealing with. Maybe you're not sleeping very well. Whatever it is on the health aspect of it, make sure to detail that out. It could even be things like maybe you're not eating as healthy as you want to be, or maybe you're struggling to get meals on the table every single night, and so you're eating out more often than what you want to be. Maybe you are the only one doing the meals and you want to have help, or you want to start including your kids in that. Identify where you fall with your health, whether it's fitness, weight, or just your general healthy living that you're happy with or not happy with. Next, we're going to take a look at yourself. Yes, we are taking a good look at yourself and assessing how happy you are with yourself or how dissatisfied are you with yourself. And these can be things like just your mental health. How do you feel happiness wise? Are you stressed all the time? Do you deal with a lot of anxiety? Are you working on personal growth and development, or are you just kind of stagnant with where you're at? Really take a look at the emotions of yourself, your self-talk, what you even think of with your image, your self-love, all of those things to determine, are you happy right where you are mentally with your identity of yourself and what you believe about yourself? Do you have healthy beliefs about yourself that you love yourself and that you're a good person and you're a good friend? Or do you struggle with, you know what, there's a lot of stuff I don't like about me and I wish that I was different and I regret things in my past and I just am beating myself up all the time about stuff. This is really important to understand because mental health and how you feel about yourself is a critical aspect in your ability to succeed when it comes to achieving your goals. It is critical in achieving what you're actually looking for with your goals, which is the life that you want to live. And you can have all the business success in the world, you can have all the money in the world, but if you do not have a good relationship with yourself, you're never going to be happy. So this is really important that you take some time and really analyze, how do you feel about yourself? How satisfied, how happy are you, or dissatisfied and critical are you? Because we want to make sure that we're improving that. If you are tearing yourself down all the time, you will never, ever achieve your entrepreneur goals, your business goals that you are hoping to achieve this year. And then the final area that we're going to look at and assess is your faith life. And this is really, is there a relationship with God? Is there a relationship with a higher being? And how can you really foster this growth and this faith? Because if you don't have faith, really there's only so much that we can do on our own, in our own capacity to achieve things. Because the fact is, being an entrepreneur is hard, isn't it? Because not everybody is an entrepreneur. The vast majority of people are employees. And when you go against the grain, there can be a lot of kickback that comes from that. And you can kind of feel separated from your normal group of people, your normal group of friends. And that can be tough. But when you have faith, when you have a relationship with God, number one, you're no longer alone because you always have God there with you, walking with you along the way, that you can go and talk to him about your struggles that you're dealing with in business and asking for guidance on, okay, what's the next step? Like, I am lost. I don't know where to go. Can you help me? But then the other side of that is having faith in your ability to achieve your goals. Faith in that even though you set this goal and didn't achieve it within 24 hours, that it really is something that's possible for you. If you start to lose faith along this journey of achieving your goals, then again, you're not going to achieve them. You have to maintain faith. You have to constantly be building up that faith muscle so that you can last out, like you can last the trip until you actually hit that destination of achieving the goal. So rate that faith area on a scale of 0 to 10 and see where you fall. How satisfied or dissatisfied are you with your relationship with God, or with, not or, but and your faith in your ability to achieve the goals and the dream life that you have set for yourself. So that was step one, assessing your life, a full assessment of your life. Step two is that now that you've done this full assessment, we are going to identify the critical areas that you need to focus on first. Business will always be one of them because we all, like, that's the whole point of this video, is we want you to achieve your business goals. But we also need to recognize that there's areas in our life that are struggling. And so we are trying to identify these critical areas that are currently struggling so that we can address them before they break. Because remember, if you've got a broken leg and you're trying to walk on this journey of your business goals, how will you ever get to the end if you're hobbling along, not fully able to support yourself, not fully able to run the race to get to that finish line? So as you identify the most critical areas, and what I would suggest is that you take those areas that we assessed and you put them in order from the lowest rating to the highest rating. And just get those listed out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on where you're struggling the most to where you are the most satisfied. And then what we're going to do is, even though we've organized this by the most critical to the most satisfied that you are, we're still going to go through and address each of the 6 areas to say, this is step number 3, guys, to say what needs to happen with this particular area in order for me to feel happy, in order for me to feel satisfied and like my life is full in this area. So just quickly jot that out. If it was like December 31st and you're saying, oh my gosh, this was the best year of my life and this particular aspect of my life really grew and looks like this. What has to happen in order for that area of your life to move from wherever you have it on the scale up to being a 10? And you can pause this video, do that work. Make sure as you're doing that to leave me a comment and let me know what is one of those areas that you're struggling with, because I want to join you in believing that yes, you can have success in that area while you are growing your business and becoming financially free. So now step number 4, once you have gone through and you have identified what needs to happen in each of those 6 areas in order for you to feel satisfied, to feel happy, we are now going to turn those into specific goals. So you want to have somewhere between 7 to 10 goals that you're working on, never any more than 10. But this allows you to have more than one goal in an area. So if business is really important to you, you may end up having 3 goals in that area. We want to make sure though that you do have a goal in all of those areas, because remember, it's not just about having business success. Your whole goal, like the whole motivation behind trying to achieve your business goals, is that you want to have a happier life, right? But that happier life isn't just with business. It's all of these 6 areas. And so sit down and look at each of those comments that you said, this is what would make me feel happy in this particular area. And see how you can turn that into a goal. And it's great if you want to do it as a SMART goal, because SMART goals are great. It's just you can't have a SMART goal that is not in alignment with your values, because what you'll find is that your subconscious will actually push that goal away. If you've ever set like a fitness goal that you want to lose however much weight and you find that you never achieve it, it's because it's not in alignment with one of your values. So maybe you hold something more valuable to you of, I don't want to go and work out because that takes time away from my family, or that takes time away from my self-time, whether that's watching TV or reading a book or whatever it is, or it's taking time away from my business. Because if you're not addressing those other areas, then all of a sudden it feels like, no, if I focus on this fitness area, then it's going to pull me away from the things that are more important to me. So do you see? That's why we want to have goals in all 6 of these areas, because then we're always staying in alignment with those things that are important for you through the whole entire life. So get your 7 to 10 goals written down. And then step number 5 is that you are going to review those goals and really pay attention to, how does that make me feel inside? As I read these 7 to 10 goals, are there any goals that make me kind of tense up and, oh no, I don't actually want that. That it doesn't feel good. It feels heavy, because that's an indicator to you, you have set a goal that is no longer in alignment with your value. If that happens to you, please leave a comment below, because we can address that. We can help uncover why that's happening to you and what you need to tweak in order to bring that more into alignment with your goals. And remember, there are more videos coming where we're going to go through the other 6 steps of how to achieve your business goal, how to set your business goals and achieve them this year. So subscribe to this channel. That way you don't miss those other videos. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, subscribe, share it with a friend. And if there's other entrepreneur advice that you're interested in, make sure to check out my playlist and my other videos that you can click on right on this screen.